Hi guys, I'm Mac Oltensmeyer, and today we're going to be hopping into a Madden franchise. We're going to be rebuilding a team from scratch. Now, I am not going to let you tell me which Madden I'm going to play. I'm playing Madden 21. Cry about it. I don't care. I don't like how draft classes are now, how scouting is, and I think it's ridiculous. This was the last time it was super basic and easy, where all you had to, it gave you a grade on 3 stats the player had, and you're good. This is also the Madden I play the most, so I'm used to it. So I'm going to spin a wheel. It has the name of every NFL team on it, and that's going to tell me what team I'm going to be rebuilding. And yes, I will be getting rid of star players if it gives me a good team, because I don't want to have god tier players on my team already. I want to get draft capital. It's not me simming through until I win a Super Bowl. It's me actually playing this out for as long as the game will let me. So I'm going to bring out the wheel and we'll get this started. I got the wheel. I'm not going to do any fancy editing with this. I'm just going to put it in front of the camera and we're going to see who we're getting. Focus, come on. There we go. Who we rebuilding? The Bengals. That'll be a fun one. So when it comes to my playbooks when I play this game, I know I'm wearing a Miami shirt right now, but I am a Seahawk fan through and through. I use their offensive playbook. Defensively, it's whatever scheme I choose to run. Sometimes I like to run the 4-3. Sometimes I like to run the 3-4. For this first season, I'm going to stick with the defense that they already have because I'm not playing the first season. I'm simming through 2020 and I'm starting in 2021 once re-signings and free agency start. That's where I'm starting all this. I don't like playing the first season. I let the game pick. My hope by the end of season 3 is not a single player on this current Bengals roster is no longer on the team anymore. I want to completely rebuild this thing from the ground up. So we are going to head on right into this. So I will be playing this on All Madden Simulation. I turn off Instant Starter. I don't know if it actually does anything. I still turn it off. I also turn off pre-existing injury. I do 8-minute quarters with accelerated clock off. Everything is manual. And then I turn off tutorial pop-ups because they are super annoying and I hate them. I do use custom sliders when I play because I want to try and keep this as realistic as I can because that's how I like it. I am not big on how the game already is. It's already terrible. So I'm not going to explain every slider, but I will let you guys take a look at them so you can see what I'm working with. And then this kicking, yes, kicking is in here. This allows me to kick the long kicks that happen now, like Justin Tucker's 66-yarder. There are certain players that are going to be hard to get rid of because of their cap hit. The biggest one being Joe Burrow, because it's such a massive penalty. And it's not that I don't want to keep Joe Burrow. It's that I don't want any player who's I didn't bring in to be on the squad. We got to build the O-line, and you can ask anybody. No, a lot of people would say you want to get your quarterback. I'm a firm believer that you need to build your O-line first before you draft your true franchise guy. Detroit showed it when they drafted Penei Sewell. Seattle did the same thing back in 2010 when they drafted Okung, number 6 overall, instead of taking a quarterback really high, even though they did still have Matt Hasselbeck and he led them to a playoff win that year. But you have to build the trenches first before you can truly start to win. I have full intention of drafting and signing and trading guys who are developmental, not superstars. I want to build the team. I'm not signing big name players. A few months ago, I was working on a draft class to try and keep everything sequential in real life. I custom made this draft class that you are currently seeing right now. The entire first round is accurate to the player, where they went to college, their age, and their rookie stats from Madden 22. I started working on the second round. I never saved anything from it. I think I made it up to like Tevin Jenkins, or maybe I made it a little farther. I don't remember. But I have the entire first round of this draft already in place of players that are already in the league. When it comes to the tackles, I do have some pretty good options. I'm gonna take a look at Lambert real quick. 22, 320, 6'6", mid third rounder. Well, that's gonna be a waste of a pick. I'm taking a left tackle with my first pick. Late second rounder. Here we go. He would be a reach in the first round, but he might be worth it. You never know. Time for renegotiations. So you're gonna walk, you're gonna walk, you're gonna walk, you're definitely gonna walk. I think I'm just gonna let everybody go. How much cap space do I have? $73.57 million. What is there for left tackles in free agency? Everybody's gonna be old. Okay. There's a 26-year-old, 65 overall guy. That ain't pretty. I want a big offensive line. I'm going to pick up Ethan Posick to be my new center. I want to see if he'll come on a 4-year deal. I would like to keep this guy for as long as I possibly can. Another guy I'm going to go after is Trey Hendrickson, someone who became a Bengal in real life. He actually got up to star development in this game. Usually he's still sitting at normal. So I'm going to snag him. He's going to become a huge part of my defensive line. I think I'm going to stick with the 4-3 defense because that's what I'm used to. I am going to switch around a playbook to one I'm a little bit more familiar with. But Trey Hendrickson will be on this team. I'm also going to pick up Dante Fowler. I'm going to sign him to a 3-year deal. He isn't going to play defensive end. I'm going to make him play left outside linebacker, which is usually the strong side linebacker in my defense. So he's going to be playing a Bruce Irvin type of role in my scheme. That's the word I'm looking for. Since Trey Hopkins should be expendable, I'm going to hope that Seattle will take this trade, Trey Hopkins for Cody Barton, and I'm going to see if I can get a late round pick as well. And they took it right out the gates. Beautiful. Oh, okay. Burrow's not going anywhere yet. I'm not losing that much money. I'm going to bring in another player who became a Bengal in real life. Mike Hilton is going to be my new slot corner, even though he's probably going to be the best overall corner on my roster. But I'm not using him there. I'm also going to bring in Cam Ward on a 4-year deal to be one of my outside corners. And even though people have mixed feelings about him, I'm going to bring in Kevin King to be my other outside corner. I like big, lanky, tall guys to be my outside corners, and I like my little itty-bitty guys to be the interior. Decent overhaul of the secondary. We're also going to be bringing in Lano Hill to be my new strong safety, and Tedrick Thompson to be my new free safety. This might be an unpopular opinion for some of you, but I think Poona Ford is a pretty good defensive tackle. You can't tell me he wouldn't be great on this defense. I know he's short, but that gives him leverage against the guys because he's already got that lower pad level to be able to lift him up off the ground. So I'm going to give him a 5-year deal. You can't tell me no. I believe Joe Burrow's injury rating is not the greatest in this game, so I do want to sign a backup for him. A decent one that can play if necessary. So I'm going to sign Jameis Winston. As much as I kind of don't care for the guy, that is expensive. Instead, we're going to be doing Jacoby Brissett. You can have your opinion on him. I think he's not that bad of a bridge QB. He could be my long-term backup. I'm also going to sign Taysom Hill, but not for the reason you would think, and you will see what I mean if he signs to this team. All right, so we got Ward, Thompson, Posick, Ford, Fowler, Brissett, Hilton, Hill, Hendrickson, and Taysom Hill. Okay, perfect. I do not need to up the deals on anybody. Kevin King is doing great. This is why I wanted Taysom Hill. He's an 82 overall at fullback because he's got good stats as a tight end, but I don't need him as a tight end. He's too short for me as a tight end. So I put him at fullback instead, and fullback is very integral to my offense. I use him a lot. I have him for 3 years, and hopefully he won't retire too soon. I know he's only 31. I also hope he doesn't regress too fast either. I really like that he's got that 90 speed. He's got like 78 catching. His blocking stats, not the greatest for a fullback, but they're good enough. Geno Atkins, you were greatly appreciated, but it's time for you to go. It's so big that we got these guys when they're young and cheap instead of once they're actually good and they're going to cost me an arm and a leg to keep, you are someone I wanted to trade out. Jesse Bates for the Atlanta Falcons, 1st round pick, 4th round pick, and 3rd round pick. See if it'll go through. I feel like I could have gotten more. That 3rd round pick is for the next draft, so I did get myself future draft capital instead of just current draft capital. But I like this trade. So now Tedrick Thompson will be my starting free safety for sure, at least depending on who I draft, how it all works out. We're going to sign Tommy Townsend to a 4-year contract, because who's going to tell me no? Who are we looking at for 5th-year option? Not keeping Billy Price. Man, they both accepted. Sweet. Whoa. I will probably be taking you. Maybe I could use you like Kyle Hamilton. I'm also very tempted to take both of these guys. I would kick Cam Lambert into guard because he's just slightly bigger. What's the combine grades y'all got? 505 in the 40. That is not pretty. What'd you get in the 40? You were the 5th fastest tackle. Late 2nd round pick. Maybe I'd kick you into guard just because you're a little bit fat. No, I gotta keep you on the outside to stay with those fast edge rushers.
The Bengals are now on the clock.
Board. And I will be taking... I'm taking that safety.
The Chiefs are now on the clock.
Hidden Dev 73 overall. That's apparently a reach. 89 speed, 80 hit power. You're going to be special. I am going to take the reach on Chris Reverin. Not, it's normal dev. I can still make that change. Those are some pretty good stats for a 70 overall rookie. 73 speed. The other tackle that I scouted is still sitting there, and he is perfect. I'm taking him. I don't care if it's a reach.
The Chiefs are now on the clock.
69 overall. I thought he was honestly going to be worse. I do want to snag a running back. And seeing this guy sitting here with that good of a combine grade, and he's a power back?
The Chiefs are now on the clock.
He's only a 68 overall, 78 trucking. What exactly makes this guy a power back? I don't know, but I'll still find some use for him somewhere. I do want to draft me a pretty good wide receiver. You have a 7.0 combine grade. Could be better. Definitely could be worse. I'm going to take this edge rusher to be a backup to Trey Hendrickson. I can definitely get him into my rotation. A 6'3", 195-pound, 22-year-old corner out of Washington State. Could be worse. Again, he'll probably just be a special teamer. 4'1" at the combine in the 40. 5'8", 194 pounds, deep threat out of Michigan State. My hope is that he's got at least 94 speed, and I can make him a kick returner. 95 speed. That is my new kick returner. 6.8 at the combine is a good grade for someone this late. Dom Gladstone out of Alabama.
The Steelers are now on the clock.
64 overall. You will definitely be a special teamer. 87 speed, though. I could turn you into something special. With my final pick in this draft, we are going to take... We're going to take elusive back Kenny P.
The Chiefs are now on the clock.
65 overall. 90 speed, 5'10", 225 pounds. Not a bad last pick. Lambert became better as a guard. So instead of just straight up getting rid of Jonah Williams, I'm going to kick him over to right guard. I am going to throw Jermaine Pratt onto the trade block. So this is the roster we are looking at going into week 1 of the preseason. This is not going to be the roster going into week 1. I will definitely be making a couple changes. Like, I want to get a better right tackle. I would like to get a different tight end. However, there's nothing wrong with Uzama. Maybe just a second tight end and have him be the second and the number 2 guy. Here's the defense. It's a massive overhaul considering the only 3 starters. There's 4 starters. Von Bell, Sam Hubbard, DJ Reed, and Logan Wilson are the only starters returning from the defense from last season. Specialists, we've got my 2 rookies as the starting slot receivers. That running back I drafted pretty early as my power back. I have Dante Fowler and Sam Hubbard as my rush ends. And because of how big Trey Hendrickson is, I kicked him into rush defensive tackle. So on like nickel sets, he will be a defensive tackle instead of a defensive end because he's that much bigger than the other guys. Along with DJ Reed, who is a 347-pound man. Sub linebacker, I do have John Proctor, that safety I drafted with my first round pick, as the second sub linebacker, because I want him to play down in the box. I know he's going to be good, and if I can get another strong safety to pair up with him up top, I can run a lot of cover 2 and be very comfortable with my defense. But for the most part, I run a lot of cover 3. Mike Hilton's my slot corner. That's going to do it for this one. I'm not going to play a game today. This video is already going to be long enough as it is. I am going to save the game for the next video. This one will probably be one video a week. I'm going to try and make this as fun as I possibly can. I've never done anything like this long term, so hopefully doing it all on YouTube will help me get all of that in order, and I'll actually be able to finish a career. But that's going to do it. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.